Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCraft.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live and work in Scotland. And today I am actually filming card 1 of July 2024's class in the post. So for the class, we are making this card. This was my sample card. And this is the paper that I supplied in the class in the box. However, I really don't have much of it left, so I'm going to do this video showing you the method with Mediterranean Blooms Designer Series paper. This one was, I've forgotten what it's called, but the lavender one. Painted lavender set. So yeah, and I used labelled with love, so I pulled that out. I used that for the shape and the sentiment and the butterfly. So I've pulled that out to do this with you. I have some strips of one of the papers from Mediterranean Blooms. They are 1 centimetre wide, and I'm going to show you the process. What I didn't pull out was the punch, so just give me a minute, right? I'll pull that out before I settle down. And of course it's, oh wait, I have to stretch over my camera and I've knocked it. So let's just bring that back into line again. Right, okay. Settle down, settle down. Right, I need my trimmer. So you've got, it does tell you in your PDF all the measurements of everything. So this is the basic white piece that's 14 centimetres by 5 centimetres wide, which you will have in your kit. Now, I haven't scored for you or anything like that. You need to go and, although I cut for the kits, but I didn't score. You need to score this at 1 centimetre all the way along the long side. So it's just, of course I went that way, which is a bit daft because you can only get up to 3 there. So I'll pop this in at 2 centimetres. I do find for shorter lengths using this side of the trimmer is useful. Do make sure that you put your cutting blade out of the way so that you don't accidentally. So we're just going along. Sorry, I'm just concentrating. I couldn't. And 13 will be the last one because this is, isn't it? Yeah, because that's 14 centimetres in length. So I've scored it at every centimetre. All right, and then I don't need my trimmer after that, I shouldn't think. So this can be a wee bit messy. But I use a silicone mat usually when I'm going to do a bit of gluing. Now, I'm using this. It can, again, this can be messy, but I am going to be applying. So, wait a minute till I just discuss all these. The strips have what I've called a B side and an A side. So by the time you're finished with it, it looks like a ribbon that's got 2 patterns. So it's a good way just to play with the 2 patterns in your paper. So you might want to put a few of them up the way that you're going to work so we're going to work with what I've called the B side, if you're old enough to remember records with A sides and B sides. That's kind of how I'm seeing this. So the B side is, for me, it's going to be the bottom. So just take one of your strips and just add a bit of glue, not a lot. And this is why I'm using my silicone sheet, so if I've got any. Now the instructions say to take your strip, and the top of your strip wants to be on the top corner, lined up with the top corner of the piece, and then on the left hand side, and this score line, whoops, so the top of your strip of paper lined up with the top left hand corner and the score line on the first score line on the right hand side. So you might see it easier there. The top, that is the top left hand corner and the top of the score line. I might have slipped very slightly there. That's better. Right. So what happens is your paper falls between the two score lines. When you finish this, you won't see it, except Janice has started incorrectly. So I'm actually just going to take this off because what did I tell you I wanted to put there? The B side. And I have messed up already, and I'm not going to start the, you know, people could say, right, okay, we'll do it the other way about, but no, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to pop the glue on here because I know where because of me tearing that off, I know where the glue needs to be, right? So I would do that again. So that needs to line up with the top left hand corner and the top of that score line there. And I can lift it up and just check, use the power of wet glue to wiggle it about and make sure I've got it exactly where I want it. So do take your time over this first strip because this is the one that matters, right? And then the strips are just slightly longer. So this time I'm now going to the first score line on the left hand side and the score line on the right hand side. And if you're just making sure that your paper's running parallel, you won't be wrong. So that is the second score line on the left hand side and really the third score line on the right hand side, and it's the top of your strip you're aiming at it. And you just repeat this process all the way down. And reason for me using wet glue is you've got that bit of wiggle room. If you're confident with tape runner, then by all means use tape runner, because then you've not got the sort of glue running about problem. And you'll get faster as you start to realise where you're placing your paper. So we're just doing it all the way down. So we're using the top of this strip to line it up. Luckily I have more of this paper, so if I've not cut enough strips, I'll be able to sort that out. Right. We're just following the paper all the way down. And then I'm just going to snip off all the excess. And these scraps really are going in the bin. They've actually got glue, etc. So that is the first layer. So then basically for the second layer, we're just doing it the opposite way around. Now just take your time on this one. So what you want to do here is you're joining the ribbon together. So you're starting this time, when you're putting this down, you're starting, let me just get this on. So you've got the top of your paper strip on the first score line. Let me just check this is right. Yeah. And that needs to go onto there, so that's on the second score line on the left hand side and the first score line on the second. I might just, I don't know, I might have to do this again to make photographs. I might have worded this incorrectly in my instructions, so that's why I'm filming this before I send it out to you. So yeah, I would say, right, so that is, I'm just going to change what I'm writing here. So on the second layer, it is stick from the first score line on right hand side to second score line on the left hand side. And we can sort that bit, the top bit at the end, we'll do that bit. Right. This is the reason I'm filming this before I send anything out, just because it's a way for me to check that my instructions are correct. So then you're following the pattern all the way down. Once you get that first one in, you're all right. It's just getting that first one in. So you can do this with any papers, but I just think it's more effective if it's a paper with a contrast. So just basically you're joining up the ribbon And then you'll see when you do your trimming how you're getting that spiral effect. It's quite hard when you can visualize what you're doing, but then you have to write the instructions down. That's not always as easy. Now, I'm just lifting that. I'm going to trim these bits off so that I can just, and then we'll sort the top and the bottom. Just use the edge of your basic white. If you have one of my kits, you shouldn't have as much waste as I have. The strips I put in the kit are a bit shorter than these ones that I'm using at the moment. But I did cut them off a few scraps. So. Right now, so we want to sort the top and the bottom because it doesn't look quite right. So I won't need as much as this, but I'll just put some glue on the back of that. I'm trying to hold this a bit more in the middle where you can see better. And remembering that's this end of the ribbon. So this time, well, it's the same thing. You want that coming on that corner there. But you've got the overhang. Oops. I didn't give it long enough to dry. Don't try to move it. So we're angling it so that it comes off at that corner on the right hand side at the top of the paper, which is the bottom score line here. I think that the glue is probably mostly on the overhang. So it's a matter of just taking your time, and then we'll trim that off. And in actual fact, in the name of frugality, I will probably be able to use, yes I will be able to use that bit to do the bit at the top. But if you don't feel confident doing that, just get another strip. Because on this, to get this, I'm actually using this straight line to line up with that. So I just need to put some. So this needs to go with the bots, which is also the first score line, and the top right hand corner. And we can just trim that off. And there we have the wrapped round ribbon effect, and I've got a strip left over. We'll just pop all this, and then I am going to be cleaning those snips with some alcohol because they're covered in glue. But there you go. I think you'll like that effect. I hope you do. It's just something different, and it is a way to use up scraps of paper. Now, because I'm using different paper, I've gone with the colours that are in the paper, which is Daffodil Yellow, Garden Green and Night of Navy. So again, it's really just to glue this together and then decorate it. So of course you can decorate with whatever you wish. Now, oh, I seem to have acquired an extra scrap of paper there. Okay, no worry. Just make sure that glue is spread out. And then we're just gluing it together. And then I just have to film all the other. You choose which way you want this to be up and which way's down. Don't really matter. So now you can save your strips instead of binning them, you can save them. Now you could put this anywhere on your card that you like. I'm just going to pop it slightly to the right. She lied to the left. And then you should have a scrap of basic white, which of course I've not prepared for myself. And I'm going to stamp with a light of navy. So I need a block, that's the thing. I need my stamp set too, don't I? I need a bigger block. Right, so then I'm going to stamp this outline. This is a great reset actually. And the happy birthday, where did it go? Here it is. I need these two. So again, when you're taking a photopolymer stamp out of the packet, especially one like this where it's lines, and when you want the punch to fit, to make sure that you let it go back to shape, and then, so I've put that upside down and then pick it up with my block and I know it's the shape. And honestly, just get into the habit of doing that and then you'll make less mistakes, she says. Hopefully. Right, so I'm going to stamp the outline. So this card is just the same as the sample that I made a long time ago when I was planning the class. And I'll punch that out. And then on this I should be able to have room for the butterfly. So I'll just get the daffodil to like ink out as well. And my butterfly. Life is like a butter. So just do the, I'm doing the outline. First you can do it which way around you like. So just going to stamp that there because I'm going to fussy cut it out anyway. Put that to be cleaned. And then, see, I nearly stamped it blue. We could have we do have lovely common blue butterflies in Scotland, but it would work if I stamped off with the blue, but I just thought we'll bring in the daffodil to like this on there. And just hover it over the top and get as near as you can. That's not bad, Janice, not bad at all. And then I'm just going to fussy cut that out and stick them onto the card and we're done. Oops. Do you know what? I'm going to whip that bit off because it's getting in my way. So I'm just leaving a little border of white around, which definitely makes the antennae easier to negotiate. Just keep your eye on what you're doing. Fussy cutting is one of those things that you get better the more you do it. Really, it's just something to practice. Now, because this is already raised with a few layers, I'm going to get some dimensional here. I'm actually just going to put dimensionals at this end. I'll put 2 dimensionals here to balance that, and a bit of glue, wet glue there. Maybe take the backing off the dimensionals because that does help. And then just finish off with a butterfly to give the butterfly just a bit of dimension. I just curl in the leaves with my blade of my scissors. Do be careful doing that, obvious dangers. Just folding them up, and then I'm just going to put a bit of glue onto the body. She says, come on, I'm nearly finished. Keep going till I'm finished. Right. And then I just pop the butterfly here right on the corner. I'm just trying to make sure it's not going to overhang the card, simply because you don't want it getting damaged in the post. And then I hadn't put any bling on there, but you know, you can go in and add something. I don't know what did I put in the kit? What are they called? These. In the class, in the post, everyone got some of these. Very, very pretty iridescent faceted gems. I'd even forgot what they're called. Can I even get in here? So I would suggest you add my desk is challenging me today. Oh yeah, it's there. They are there. So I'm thinking the putty end's not working today. Right, just use the poke end then. I've just popped 3 on there. I'll leave that one without, and then you can decide what you like best, but obviously just decorate your card as you see fit. So thanks for watching the video today, and if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and press the bell icon, and then you will get notified when I am publishing any other videos. So thank you so much everyone. I'll see you on the next one.